Hi, I'm with Mr. Pankaj Makkar, who's just returning from a long discussion on investment in sport in India in particular. So, what do you take away from this gathering at SportX? People you've met and interacted with, and any takeaways from the debate you just had, the discussion rather?
So this is my second year at SportsX, and I must say the event is even looking much better than what it was last year. Last year it was a big success. It's probably become better than that, and the discussions and the various point of views have also matured. I think this is a sign of the sports sector garnering a lot of interest from various constituents and stakeholders in the ecosystem, and I'm excited to be here.
My colleague just mentioned that you spent some time in Malaysia. And what do you think India, the Indian sports market can, if the Indian sports market is to learn anything from that country or any other countries abroad, what do you think India can take away from there?
I think first of all, the opportunity for sports in India is massive. However, we can't be tackling everything, every problem in the sports sector all together. We have to pick up our priorities. And in India, we have cricket as sports, which is extremely popular. It is considered to be god of all sports. We now need to make the second and the third and the fourth sports to reach that level. If we can kind of do that, that will be the first big success, and then we go on. So in my mind, while cricket is, let's say, priority one sports in the country, priority two sports, which could be badminton, kabaddi, tennis and football, can we create those four sports to the same level as what cricket is today? And in the meantime, take the priority three sector sports, all of them, mixed martial arts, as well as futsal and all the emerging sports from priority 3 to priority 2. I think we need to have step functions in our mindset and our strategy to take sports as a category to become much more vibrant and much more popular in the country, and taking these steps would be probably the right way to go about kind of building that in the country.
Wonderful. You mentioned that you're more interested or you like to invest in sports tech.
Yes.
So what are the few qualities you look for, or these three things, for example, you might say and you think this is where I want to put my money?
Sure. So if you look at globally, sports tech is broadly divided into three areas. The first segment is platforms. They could be online platforms, they could be content platforms, they could be social commerce, fan commerce, etc., etc. If you look at this year numbers, roughly about $4.5 billion have been spent globally in this segment. The second segment that we kind of look at is called sports management tech. That's essentially building technology around venues, making them more efficient and so on, ticketing, merchandising, etc. Over there, globally, $1.5 billion have been spent. And the third big category that we focus on are apparel and other segments. Over there, about $500 million have been spent. So total about $7 billion have been spent in sports tech globally. I think there would be business models which will mirror what has happened in the US, in Europe, in China, and they will come to India as well. And we are looking for those kind of things. That's number one. Number two, as far as India is concerned, I think we should not be betting on just one sport or second sport. So horizontal business models that play across various sports, those would be very interesting for us to kind of invest in. And number three, of course, if there are business models which have strong operating leverages, where technology can play that enabler and we can build large scale businesses on the back of such operating leverage, those would be the third angle that we look at when we look at investing in sports tech.
Wow, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you for all your inputs, and it was great speaking to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
I appreciate that.
being there at SportX, and we'll see you soon.